Good morning, students. So, we already started this chapter, Human Settlement, chapter 10 of your part A book. Here we have seen that a cluster of houses, whether it is village or a town or a city, all are the example of human settlement. Town is smaller population. Town is a place having a type of infrastructure just between the village and city. Some develop more, some bit more developer than village, but at the same time it is less developed than a city. Then nowadays there is a concept of mega cities as well, but all these are the example of human settlement. Study of human settlement is basic to human geography. Why? Because the forms of settlement in a particular region reflects the human relationship with the environment. A human settlement is defined as a place inhabited more or less permanently. Okay, so all these things we have already seen in the last class. Classification of settlement, rural urban dichotomy, that I also discussed. So there is no accepted line of view that what is rural and what is urban. For one country, maybe rural area is having a better type of infrastructure facilities as compared to other countries, like developed country of Europe having a better infrastructure and facilities in the rural area even as comparison to developing and underdeveloped country of Africa and India. So there is no clear cut distinction, there is no clear cut division. Earlier it was on the basis of population, but that don't seems a clear cut and exactly define a village or town. So there is no universal criteria. Earlier, as I told, that we used to take population as a criteria, but nowadays even some of the villages in developing country like India and China have even more population, even exceeding population than some of the town of Western Europe and United States. So this is not going to work. We are also looked the activity as a criteria. So we started villages of India pursued agriculture and other primary activity from the long time, and that's why this was taken as a criteria that uh, primary activity is the function of village area, whereas secondary activity is taken as a secondary and tertiary and so on. Quaternary activity were taken as a function of urban or city area. But that too, there is an issue here also, that nowadays even urban population prefers to live in the outskirts of the city in their village itself, and they used to prefer in the village, and they used to go to their workplace in the city on a daily basis. So the basic difference between the town and the village is that in town the main occupation of the people is referred to secondary and tertiary sector, while in village the people are engaged in primary occupation. So this is basic criteria, universally accepted and even more concrete than the population criteria. But here also there is flaws and cons. So primary occupation is basically the agriculture, fishing, lumbering, mining, animal husbandry, etc. And that's why, because the people does not like to live in a pollution or the ecologically degraded town area or city area. That's why they used to prefer in sub town area or village area. That's why there is a new concept of suburbanization. This is a new trend of people moving away from the congestion or pollution of urban area to comparatively cleaner area outside the city, that is in suburban area or even in the village area, and they used to move around to their workplace on a daily basis. So that's why every day thousands of people commute from their homes in the suburbs to their workplace in the city, and such kind of concept and such kind of development of settlement is called suburbanization. So these things we already seen. Then we also seen the definition here according to Census of India of 1991. It defines urban settlement. So what is urban settlement is defined under this census, that all places which have municipality, corporation, cantonment board or notified town area committee and have a minimum population of 5,000 person, and at least 75% of the male workers are engaged in the non-agricultural activity, and the density of the population of the place is at least 400% per square kilometer are urban. So such a place are called urban. So this is definition according to India's perspective. This is definitely defined by India itself according to this Census of India 1991, that minimum person criteria is 5,000 and at least 75% of the total males living in that area will work in primary sector. At least they are engaged in other than primary sector, not primary sector. At least 75% of the male workers are engaged in non-agriculture pursuit or non-primary activity. So agriculture is taken up as a function of village area. That's why in case of urban area, the definition of urban area says that at least 75% of the male worker were engaged in non-agricultural activity, and density of population is also important criteria, 400% per square kilometer. So average density of India including entire India for rural and urban is 414. So 414 जो है पूरे इंडिया का डेंसिटी है. सो एवरेज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली इज टेकन एज क्राइटेरिया फॉर द अर्बन. सो अर्बन अगर आप सिटी एरिया में रह रहे हो तो पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी मस्ट बी मोर देन 400% पर स्क्वायर किलोमीटर. दिस इज क्राइटेरिया फॉर अर्बन area. Definition of urban area. Types and pattern of settlement. So settlement is classified by their shape patterns. The major type classified on the basis of shapes are, we also looked into this in the earlier classes, that is compact or nuclear settlement. So where large number of houses are built very close to each other, the population and the density of houses are more, such kind of settlement is named with compact or nucleated settlement. न्यूक्लियस आप देखें, एक न्यूक्लियस का फिजिक्स में पिक्चर आपने देखा होगा, याद करो क्लास 9-10 में. देयर यू हैव फाइंड दैट देयर इज एन central part of the elements, and that is called nucleus. It is closely bound with each other. Each nucleons are closely bound to each other. So in such a manner, this type of settlement, a large number of houses are built very close to each other. And why the people will construct their houses so densely, so closely? It only because the communities have a common occupation. Such kind of settlement were developed along the river valley or in a fertile plains where all the persons have a common occupation. They are dependent upon each other. They have mutual benefits. So that's why they came up together to form such a compact and nucleated settlement. Second is dispersed settlement. So dispersed settlement where houses are spaced far apart, often interspread within with fields. What it mean? It means एक घर यहाँ बना, बीच में खाली सा बड़ा सा फील्ड है, उसके बाद दूसरा घर है. So such kind of settlement is called dispersed settlement. A cultural features like a place of worship or a market or a such kind of criteria, like houses are built apart at a distance, but they have a common market or they have a common temple, common religion. So such a things bind people together, bind settlement together, but they are very dispersed. So such kind of settlement is called dispersed settlement. Now we will look into the rural settlement. So rural settlement are most closely and directly related to land. So actually the people were people living in rural area or village area were totally dependent upon the natural resources and mainly land. Their main occupation is agriculture, and agriculture is definitely going to be on fertile land. So people were closely and directly related to land in rural settlement. They are dominated by mainly which kind of activity? Primary activity. And primary activities are, as we discussed earlier, agriculture, animal husbandry, fishing, lumbering, mining. All these things are primary activity. Settlement size is comparatively or relatively low. So here, in case of rural settlement, it was assumed that the population of a village is relatively smaller, but that is not case in developing country like India and China. Here the number of population is much more as comparison to few of the towns of Europe and America. So it was general criteria that settlement size is relatively small. Some factors affecting the location of the rural settlements are, so what are the factors deciding the location of rural settlement is given below. So water supply, then land, then upland, building materials, defense, plant settlement. So all these things are the factors for deciding the location of rural settlement. So we will look into one by one. Definitely water is the most useful thing, everybody needs it. So usually rural settlement are located near water bodies like river, lakes, and some sort of hot springs or springs where water is enough, water is easily obtained, abundant. Sometimes the need of water drives people to settle in otherwise disadvantageous sites such as islands surrounded by swamps or low-lying river banks. So people need water, and that's why in search of water sometimes they settled in a non-disadvantageous sites. ऐसे ऐसे जगह पे जाके लोग सेटल कर जाते हैं जहाँ उनको सेटल नहीं करना चाहिए था. क्यों? क्योंकि उस एरिया में कंप्लीट उस स्टेट में लाइक द केस ऑफ राजस्थान में जहाँ रिवर होगा, जहाँ पानी होगा, लोगों को वहीं सेटल करना पड़ेगा, इवन इफ दैट प्लेस इज नॉट प्रॉपर फॉर ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट, लाइक रिवर बेसिन, लो लाइंग एरिया, समटाइम्स इवन इन, देखो दमन एंड दीव, जो छोटे छोटे आइलैंड्स हैं गुजरात कोस्ट पे, but people used to settle there. Why? Because these area they will easily get water. Sometimes even people used to settle in some islands near about the mainland which is developing, even like coral islands are developing day by day, and even that island were not well developed, even then people used to settle there. So, and that place is completely under development. That's why that place does not completely become a separate island. They are on the process of becoming the island, so that's why it is surrounded by some sort of swamps. कीचड़ कीचड़ से भरा हुआ है, कोरल से हैं. सो इस टाइप के जगहों पे भी लोग जाके सेटल कर जाते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज ऑफ अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ वाटर. So most water-based wet point settlement have many advantages. So many advantages are there. Water for drinking, cooking, washing, and people need water for all these things. Even for agriculture, irrigation is one of the important aspect of agriculture, and these things are very important for human life. Why? Because in urban area, the primary activity or the main activity of humans being are agriculture, and that's why water is important. That's why even in disadvantageous places, like where other factors were not present, but the most important and most prime factors are there. So that's why even in those kind of places where there exactly there is no need to settle there, but even then people used to settle there. Rivers and lakes can be used for many purposes, like farming, as I told, drinking, cooking, washing, even fishing. Also, sometimes in a denser forest area, water is used, or water bodies or river are used as a navigable channel. So navigation used to took place from river itself. People एक जगह से दूसरी जगह रिवर के थ्रू ही ट्रांसपोर्टेशन करते हैं. So river sometimes used for transportation as well, especially for the transportation of goods. सामान पहुंचाने के लिए river transportation is very important. So through rivers, through ships, people used to send their goods from one place to other. Now the next important factors for deciding the location of the rural settlement is land. So people, as I already told, people were mostly engaged in agriculture. That's why they need a fertile land. So they choose to settle near the fertile land suitable for agriculture. In Europe, village grew up near the rolling country, avoiding swampy. So what is this rolling country? Rolling country is a kind of small hills which have gentle slope. छोटा सा हिली एरिया, मतलब कि पूरी तरीके से कीचड़ के, इस लाइक पूरे एरिया में एक छोटा सा अगर कोई माउंटेन है विथ फ्लैट टॉप, स्मॉल माउंटेन विथ फ्लैट टॉप. सो पीपल यूज टू सेटल देयर जस्ट टू अवॉइड एनी काइंड ऑफ स्वैम्पी और कीचड़ वगैरह से बचने के लिए लोग टीले के ऊपर, हिंदी में सीधा समझ लीजिए टीला होता है. सो टीला इज रोलिंग कंट्री एंड पीपल यूज टू सेटल देयर जस्ट टू अवॉइड कीचड़ को अवॉइड करने के लिए, दलदल को अवॉइड करने के लिए. रेनफॉल होता है ना, रेनी सीजन में व्हेन देयर इज अ रेनफॉल, सो इंटायर एरिया बिकम स्वैम्पी. एंड एट दैट टाइम, एट अर्लियर टाइम, पीपल वेर नॉट सो डेवलप्ड दैट दे विल have a technologies to deal with these things. So that's why they used to choose a place of natural advantage like rolling countries. So that's why in Europe village people used to settle there. Low lying land, while people in Southeast Asia choose to live near low lying river valley and coastal plain suited for wet rice cultivation. So understand it, European people were very much fond to settle on a hilly region with small flat just to avoid the swampiness, low lying area where there is a पानी जहाँ जमा हो जाता उससे बचने का वो कोशिश करते थे. वाई? बिकॉज देयर कल्चर इज डिफरेंट. दे आर wheat eater. Their main food habit is wheat. Okay, but in case of Asian people, main food habit is rice, and for rice there is a need of excess of water, and that's why people in India or people in Asian country used to choose to settle near the low lying river valley where there is always a accumulation of water which is useful for rice cultivation. Okay, so culture is different, that's why people preferences are also different. In Europe they used to settle in the hilly region, while in Asia people used to prefer to settle in a low lying river valleys. Early settlers choose plain area with fertile soils. Why? They are totally dependent on agriculture. So these are the factors, and that's why land is one of the important factor in deciding rural settlement. Next is building material. Availability of building material like wood, stone near the place of settlement is another advantage. So early villagers used to build their houses or settlement in a forest area by cleaning forest where there is a abundance of wood. So by cleaning forest itself they used to build their houses and they used to settle in the forest area. Same way, the lowest area of China, cave dwelling were important. Like in China, early people used to settle in the small caves, natural caves. So in these area of China, people used to settle in a cave, natural cave area, and cave dwellers, they are mainly cave dwellers. African savanna people used to build material. Mainly their houses are built up with mud bricks. So savanna people used to settle in low-lying area, swampy area full of water, because that will provide them the facilities for growth of rice, which is one of their main food habit. At the same time, they will get ample of mud for construction of their houses. Same way, the Eskimos in a polar region. Eskimos are the tribes which used to settle in the polar region near the north of Canada, north of Scandinavian country, and even in Antarctica. So these Eskimos people who used to live in a polar region use ice block to construct igloos. So अगर आपने मूवी वगैरह में देखा होगा, सो चाइना का लोएस्ट जो होता है दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ नेचुरल केव, एंड स्कीमोज का जो इग्लूज होता है दैट इज बिल्डअप ऑफ हाउस बिल्डअप ऑफ स्नो इटसेल्फ. जस्ट लेट मी शो यू, आई विल जस्ट ट्राई टू शो यू. So this is igloo. Igloos दिख रहा होगा आपको. You can easily see it. Houses built up of snow in a snowy area. This is igloos, and China's loeses. So this is the area. Actually, the western part of China is mainly the desert. So that's why Chinese people used to live in a natural cave in these area. let me see if there is a house, like see it. So by cutting the mountain or by cutting the valleys itself, they used to construct their houses, and these are the loeses. So loeses are in China itself. So according to their building material, according to the facilities available, अफ्रीकन पीपल का देख लो, यहाँ पे बिल्डिंग मटेरियल वो फॉरेस्ट से कट करके ही हाउसेस बना रहे हैं by using the bamboos. So these are the building material, and people used to go for such a things. Whatever material available in their vicinity, they used to go for constructing their settlement using those things. Now the next important factors in deciding the rural settlement, location of rural settlement, is defense. So during the time of political instability, war, hostility of neighboring group, villages were built on defensive hills and islands. Like in case of a bordering area where there is an enemy front, that is the boundary with neighbors were not friendly, in that cases people used to build their settlement in a defensive hills and island. So कैसा होगा, एक ऐसा हिल होगा जिसमें कि एनिमी साइड से हाइट ज़्यादा होगा, एंड दे यूज टू लिव इन अ स्लोप टूवर्ड्स देयर होम कंट्री. लाइक मैं बताना चाहूँगा, जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड. देखो, दिस इज पाकिस्तान, ओके, और इधर इंडिया है. सो यहाँ पे इस टाइप का वो लोकेशन पीपल यूज टू प्रेफर. इस साइड से देर इज नो इम्पैक्ट एंड पीपल यूज टू सेटल इन दीज एरियाज, सो दैट इट विल प्रोवाइड अ नेचुरल डिफेंस टू. ये पूरा माउंटेन है, ठीक है ना. तो माउंटेन के इस स्लोप पे पीपल रहना प्रेफर करेंगे, सो दैट इट विल प्रोवाइड अ नेचुरल डिफेंस टू पीपल. ओके. So people used to construct their villages, build their houses on defensive hills and islands. In Nigeria, upstanding Isilbogs were good defensive sites. Like Isilbog is in Nigeria, is an isolated, abruptly rising hills or mountain. So it's a completely isolated, it's not have any linkage with other civilization or other settlement. So it is completely isolated and abruptly rising hills, like it is very difficult to reach there even by the enemies. So there people used to live. Like in Indian case, most of the forts were located on a higher grounds or hills. इंडिया में जितना किला है कहाँ बना हुआ है, ऑल द फोर्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया वेर कंस्ट्रक्टेड ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द हिल्स, फ्लैट हिल्स, ओके, एट अ हायर ग्राउंड. सो such things will provide, such a location will provide a natural defense. So that's why in those areas where there is an issue with the neighbors, people used to settle in such kind of defensive hills or islands. Then last is the plant settlement. So plant settlement site that are not spontaneously chosen by the villagers themselves. These sites were not spontaneously chosen by the people. Instead, there is a plant settlement, and such plant settlements are constructed by government by providing shelters, water and other infrastructure on acquired land. So government used to plan for the people. They acquired some land and government used to provide all these shelters, water, food and all the things. The scheme of villagization in Ethiopia, so Ethiopian government has done it. And the canal colony, special case from example from India is canal colony in Indira Gandhi Canal Command area in India. So in India, there was an Indira Gandhi Canal along the desert area, so bordering states में there was an Indira Gandhi Canal. राजस्थान के वेस्टर्न साइड में कंप्लीट डेजर्ट है, दैट एरिया में इंदिरा गांधी कैनाल डेवलप होने के बाद वहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर होने लगा, क्रॉपिंग भी स्टार्ट हो गया. देयर आर इवन देर इज अ क्रॉपिंग ऑफ राइस ऑल्सो. क्रॉपिंग ऑफ राइस इज ऑल्सो हैपनिंग इन डेजर्ट एरिया because of this Indira Gandhi Canal, and their government has planned a canal colony to settle some of the people to stay there. So such kind of settlement is called planned settlement. Now the next topic is rural settlement pattern. So pattern of rural settlement reflects the way houses are sited in relation to each other. मीन्स किस तरीके का, किस पोजीशन को चुना गया है, किस साइट को, कौन से साइट को चुना गया है फॉर द फ्यूचर सेटलमेंट, एंड व्हाट इज द इट्स रिलेशन. द साइट चूजन हैव अ रिलेशन विथ अदर, सो दैट विल बी गिव और दैट विल बी shown the pattern of rural settlement. The site of the village, the surrounding topography, that where the village is, what are the surrounding topography. Like आप जहाँ पे रह रहे हो, जहाँ पे सेटलमेंट किया गया उसके चारों तरफ अगर माउंटेन है, in that case your settlement is in valley. Terrain influence, shape and size of the village, all these things will decide the rural settlement pattern. So rural settlement are classified on the basis of number of criteria. The first criteria on the basis of setting. The main type are plain village, plateau village, coastal village, forest village and desert village. So on the basis of setting, what it means that कि कौन से साइट को चुना है, whether the given village settlement are going to be or are settled. हेलो, हाँ जी, हाँ गुड मॉर्निंग, बोलिए. हाँ बोलो ना. सुनो ना, हम 10 मिनट बाद तुमको कॉल करते हैं, अभी थोड़ा सा बिजी से. ठीक ठीक, हम कॉल बैक करते हैं. So sorry students, there was a disturbance. So exactly the village or the plan settlement is settled at which place. Like the location is selected as a plateau area, then it is called plateau village. If the location is selected as a plain area, then it is called plain village, and so on. If the village is settled in a coastal area, coastal village, forest area, forest village, or in a desert area, then desert village. And accordingly the availability of resources will determine the spacing or the distance between the houses. What are the interconnection, is the people have a common occupation, all these things will determine the density of houses in such a villages. So that is other thing, but here on the basis of the site selection, where the site is selected, the villages are of different type. Like the main type of villages are plain village, plateau village, coastal village, forest village and desert village. Now on the basis of function, like if all the people or all the villagers were engaged in farming activity, then it is called farming village. If all the villagers are fishermen, then in case that village is fisherman's village. Lumberjack village, when all the villagers were engaged in furniture making. So lumbering is especially the cutting of trees into different plows. So lumberjack village, where the villagers were mainly engaged in furniture making, cutting of trees and all these things. Then where there is main activity of the villagers is to animal husbandry, then such kind of village is known as pastoral village and so on. So these are the different type of villages on the basis of their function. Now the third is on the basis of forms or shape of the settlement. So exactly what are the size, shape, forms of settlement, and according to that, according to the geometrical forms and shape, such villages are given the type of settlement like linear settlement, rectangular settlement, circular star settlement, T-shaped settlement, double village, cross-shaped village, etc. So we will deal with it one by one. Firstly, I am starting with linear pattern. So such a type of settlement of houses are located along a straight road, railway line, river, canal, edge, or valley, or along a levee. So levee क्या होता है? नेचुरल लेवी इज अ प्लेस जहाँ पे आप फार्मलैंड में जाओगे तो एक खेत को दूसरे खेत के बीच में जो एक नेचुरल एक बॉर्डर बनाया जाता है, दैट इज लेवी. सो इन विलेज एरिया देयर वाज नेचुरल levies which are used for transportation, or even in some of the broader levees roads are also there, and these levees are constructed just not to enter the river water into the village. Mainly earlier villages were on the bank of rivers, and there was broad levees constructed on the side just to not allowing or not entering the river water to enter into the village area. So that's why on a straight way, that is whether it is road or railway line or straight river, straight canal, or a natural levee, the village constructed on one side or both side of such a type of सेटलमेंट इज नोन एज लीनियर पैटर्न ऑफ सेटलमेंट. सो रोड के किनारे एक स्ट्रेट रोड गया हुआ, रोड के वन साइड में लाइन से अगर घर हाउसेस बने हुए हैं, सेम वे रेलवे लाइन के साइड में अगर हाउसेस बने हुए हैं, सो सच काइंड ऑफ सेटलमेंट इज कॉल्ड लीनियर पैटर्न ऑफ सेटलमेंट. देन कम्स द रेक्टेंगुलर पैटर्न. सच काइंड ऑफ सेटलमेंट वेर फाउंड इन अ प्लेन एरिया और वाइडर इनर माउंटेन वैली. चारों तरफ से माउंटेन है और बीच में कोई वाइड सा वैली है. सो इन सच अ कैटेगरी और इन सच अ प्लेसेस रेक्टेंगुलर पैटर्न वेर देयर. रोड्स आर रेक्टेंगुलर एंड कट ईच अदर एट राइट एंगल. सो मैं यहाँ पे दिखाना चाहूँगा आपको, जस्ट वेट. अगर कोई स्ट्रेट रोड है या रेलवे लाइन है, कुछ भी है, अगर हाउसेस इसके एक साइड में इस ऐसा बना हुआ है, इस साइड नहीं है, अगर इधर भी बना होगा इधर भी बना होगा, तब ये रेक्टेंगुलर कहाँ रहा? दिस इज नॉट द केस. ओनली दिस वन, सिर्फ रोड के किनारे या रेलवे लाइन के किनारे, दिस इज लीनियर. ओके. अब एक चारों तरफ से माउंटेन से घिरा और बीच में एक वैली है, ठीक है, और इसमें रेक्टेंगुलर रोड है जो कि 90 डिग्री पे कट करता है, और इसके चारों तरफ जो सेटलमेंट बने हुए हैं दोनों साइड से, और इस रोड पे भी हैं. सो सच, अब ये एक तरीके से रेक्टेंगुलर शेप ले लेगा. सच काइंड ऑफ सेटलमेंट इज कॉल्ड रेक्टेंगुलर सेटलमेंट. सो यहाँ पे मैं दिखाता हूँ, आप देखो ये सारा. फर्स्ट वन इज लीनियर सेटलमेंट. कोई रेलवे लाइन या रोड के किनारे जो बना हुआ है, एंड रेक्टेंगुलर यहाँ पे नहीं दिया हुआ है बिकॉज आई थिंक वन ऑफ द टाइप, इसी में से किसी एक का टाइप होगा रेक्टेंगुलर. रेक्टेंगुलर क्रॉस शेप पैटर्न को रेक्टेंगुलर मान सकते हैं, बट इज नॉट अ रेक्टेंगुलर, क्योंकि यहाँ रेक्टेंगुलरली नहीं बना हुआ है. यहाँ पर अगर चारों तरफ बन जाता ना, देखो क्या डिफरेंस हो जाएगा. अगर ये दोनों रोड है और ये ब्रॉडर रोड है, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. सो यहाँ पे अगर इसके चारों तरफ ऐसा सेटलमेंट बने, इस साइड से भी बन रहा है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, कि एक पूरी तरीके से ये रेक्टेंगुलर पैटर्न को ले ले, एक तरीके से ये पूरा रेक्टेंगुलर बनते जा रहा है, देन इट इज़ कॉल्ड रेक्टेंगुलर पैटर्न। अगर ये क्रॉस शेप्ड है, ऐसा कोई रोड गया हुआ है, इधर से ऐसा गया हुआ है और ये लंबा जा रहा है लाइक, तो ये रेक्टेंगुलर नहीं ले रहा है, ये लंबा ऐसे बसा हुआ है, ठीक है, देन इट इज़ कॉल्ड क्रॉस शेप्ड। ठीक है, ये क्रॉस शेप्ड हो गया। लेकिन जहाँ पे एक रेक्टेंगुलर, यहाँ रेक्टेंगुलर नहीं बन रहा, देखो यहाँ से ये इस साइड लंबा जा रहा है, इस साइड ऐसा जा रहा है, रेक्टेंगुलर बन नहीं रहा है, एंड ये लंबा ऐसे चलते जाएगा, इस साइड को बढ़ेगा, इस साइड को भी बढ़ जाएगा, इस साइड भी बहुत दूर तक जाएगा, इस साइड भी दूर तक जाएगा, देन दिस इज क्रॉस शेप्ड। देन कम्स स्टार लाइक, वेयर मोर देन number, there is more number of roads crossed each other and there is a settlement surrounding all the roads. In such a case, this is called star like settlement. Now the next is circular pattern. So circular pattern of settlement is developed around lakes, tanks, or sometimes the village is planned in such a way that the central part remains open and is used for keeping the animals to protect them from the wild animal. So फॉरेस्ट के बीच में कोई विलेज है जो चारों तरफ से सेटलमेंट है और बीच के एरिया को छोड़ दिया गया है फॉर कीपिंग एनिमल्स। पेट एनिमल्स को वहाँ रखा जाता है टू सेव देम फ्रॉम द अटैक ऑफ वाइल्ड एनिमल्स। समटाइम्स विलेज के बीच में एक छोटा सा मार्केट डेवलप कर दिया जाता है सो दैट उस मार्केट के चारों तरफ लोग रहते हैं और बीच में वो मार्केट होता है, सेंट्रल पॉइंट होता है। इन दैट केस पीपल यूज टू मूव टू दैट प्लेस। समटाइम्स इन डेजर्ट एरिया में बीच में पॉन्ड होगा, कोई तालाब होगा और चारों तरफ से सेटलमेंट बसे होते हैं। सच काइंड ऑफ सेटलमेंट विल टेक द फॉर्म ऑफ सर्कुलर पैटर्न। स्टार शेप्ड पैटर्न वेयर सेवरल रोड्स कन्वर्जेस, स्टार शेप्ड सेटलमेंट डेवलप by houses built along all the roads. Then T-shaped, Y-shaped and cross-shaped or cruciform settlement. Here T-shaped settlement develops at a tri-junction of the roads. कोई रोड है, देखो यहाँ पे T-shaped दिख रहा होगा. T-shaped is this one. One straight road is going and there was a tri-junction. एक रोड आया है परपेंडिकुलरली, क्रॉस नहीं किया, आके उस रोड में मिल गया है. So it's very simple. T-shape. One main road is this. और इसमें आके कोई रोड इधर से मिल गया है और यहाँ पे सेटलमेंट है और यहाँ पे सेटलमेंट है. So this is called T-shaped settlement. Okay. Now Y-shaped, when two roads merges into one. Y-shaped settlement emerges as a place where two roads converges on the third one and the houses are built along these roads. Just see this figure. इधर से एक रोड आ रहा है, लेफ्ट से एक राइट से, और दोनों रोड आके एक जगह मर्ज हो रहा है. दिस विल फॉर्म Y-shaped settlement. Okay, so both the two roads are converges to build the third one. Cruciform settlement develop on the cross road and houses extend in all four direction. So this is cross shaped. ये क्रॉस शेप्ड बताया था मैंने. ये क्रॉस शेप्ड ही अगर लंबा हो जाए, लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, ये और ये, ठीक है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा, यहाँ पे दो चार, यहाँ पे भी दो चार, दिस इज क्रॉस शेप्ड. बट ये अगर कंटिन्यूस लंबे दूर तक चले जाए, लाइक ये भी इस साइड बढ़ते जा रहा है, इस साइड भी बढ़ते जा रहा है, इस साइड भी बढ़ते जा रहा है, इस साइड भी बढ़ते जा रहा है, देयर इज नो लिमिट. इन दैट केस दिस विल बिकम अ क्रूसीफॉर्म सेटलमेंट. सो क्रूसीफॉर्म सेटलमेंट डेवलप्स ऑन अ क्रॉस रोड and houses extend in all the four direction. Continuously houses extend होते जा रहा है. This is cruciform settlement. And now lastly the double village settlement. So this double village settlement is the last one. So these settlement extend on both sides of the river where there is a bridge or a ferry. So देखिए क्या होता है, एक रिवर फ्लोइंग है, और यहाँ पे एक ब्रिज बना दिया, ठीक है। सो ब्रिज बनने के कारण देयर इज अ कनेक्टिविटी बिटवीन दिस। इस साइड का जो सेटलमेंट है और इस साइड का सेटलमेंट है, इन दोनों के बीच में म्यूचुअल रिलेशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। देयर वॉज इवन marriages, there was even transportation of goods, trade were there, so a kind of same village on both side of the river। और अगर ब्रिज नहीं है तो एक फेरी सर्विस, फेरी क्या होता है, रिवर को पार कराने के लिए बड़ा सा फेरी सर्विस चलता है। फेरी इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ सीप, ठीक है। रेगुलर टाइम डिसाइडेड होता है, एट अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम देयर इज स्टार्ट ऑफ फेरी फ्रॉम दिस साइड and ferry will move to this side and again at the same time, after some time there was इस साइड से चल के अपोजिट साइड से फिर फर्स्ट साइड को आता है। सो इस टाइप का जब कोई फैसिलिटी है तो रिवर के दोनों साइड अलग अलग सेटलमेंट डेवलप होता है, जिनके बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा म्यूचुअल रिलेशनशिप होता है, ट्रेड होता है। सच काइंड ऑफ सेटलमेंट इज कॉल्ड डबल विलेज और डबल विलेज सेटलमेंट। So these are the different settlements. So today I am stopping here. I will resume the class in the next, as the time is already much more. So कल हम start करेंगे next class में, we will look into the problems of rural settlement. So bye bye, see you in the next